Yeah.
Yeah, or just a gentle everything kind of class.
I'll go with the program.
Whatever we decide. Let's roll the dice. Well, so we are live on the YouTubes, on the internets, and we have 2 people watching. Hello.
You're not showing a picture.
Oh, we just lost one. No, you're not on camera, honey.
Well, that's good.
Well, I know. You'd charge me if I put you on camera. No, just me. This is the Bill Show. Starring Bill. Starring Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill. All right, we're going to get started in just a minute. Marcy is here. Good morning, Marcy. She's in Colorado, Frisco, Colorado.
So what time is it there?
It's 2 hours earlier. That's a dedicated student. I hope you're having great weather, Marcy. So nice to see you. Let me just adjust for the camera here.
So then, but you're on camera.
I'm out on the internet. So I'm all over the world broadcasting right now.
Well, then, why can't you fix Afghanistan?
Well, I could fix Afghanistan. I would say we should have never been there. That would have helped to start. We're going to start on our backs today. Excellent plan, if you ask me. Excellent. All right. So we're going to start on our backs with our legs out straight, your arms down by your sides. Just start with your awareness of your breath, taking a deep inhale to your belly, expanding through the rib cage. And as you exhale, allow everything to melt. Another deep inhale. Really start to bring your awareness to the feeling of that breath, the sensation of the air as it enters through the nose to the bottom of your rib cage, expanding. As you exhale, allow everything to melt again. On your next deep inhale, we're going to take your arms up to the ceiling, filling your belly with air from the bottom. Your arms rise up. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with the heels of your feet, and just feel that lengthening, that stretching along the spine. No pinching, no pain. Take a deep inhale, reach in opposite directions with your fingers and your heels, your belly expanding. As you exhale, draw your knees to your chest, draw your arms down to wrap around your knees, and just gently pull them into your chest. Shoulder blades are relaxed, jaw is relaxed. Breathe. Inhaling so that your belly expands, gently pressing in to your thighs. As you exhale, gently draw your knees a little deeper into your chest. And breathe. Take a deep inhale here, and with an exhale, release your left leg down to the floor. Both hands holding to your right knee. Taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, straighten that right leg up towards the ceiling, the toe gently pulled down, the heel reaching up to the ceiling. So activate your left leg. Don't just let it lie there. Gently push down into the floor with the back of your left knee. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, draw that knee back into your chest. So we're just doing a gentle stretch, a gentle warm-up of your hamstrings. Deep inhale to the belly. With your exhale, straightening that right leg to the sky, the toes pulled down, the heel reaching up. Deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, gently pull that knee back into your chest. One more time, follow your own breath. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, straighten that right leg, pull the toes down, reach the heel up. We're going to hold it there for just a moment, bringing your awareness to the feeling of the stretch down the back of your hamstring. And then point your toes towards the ceiling and begin to circle your ankle, just as if you were drawing a small circle on the ceiling with the toes of your right foot. And then changing direction, taking that circle in the opposite direction. pointing your toes to the ceiling, and then just use your hands to slowly rotate the entire leg. So it's as if you're drawing a bigger circle on the ceiling with the entire right leg. Slow it down. Connect that circle to your breath, inhaling up one side of the circle, exhaling the opposite side of the circle. One more full circle, and then reverse your direction. Try to keep your motion linked to your breath. No struggles, no strains. Circle. Ending with your leg pointing straight up to the ceiling, your toes pointed. Gently pull the toes down, reach the heel up, either staying right here, enjoying the stretch as it is, or with an exhale, lifting your head and shoulders, walking your hands up to the back of your right calf. That left leg active, the toes pulled back, the heel reaching forward. See if you can raise up just a little higher. And then slowly lower your head and shoulders. Bend that right knee, pull it into your chest. We're going to release your right hand down to the floor, holding on to the right knee with your left hand. Take a deep inhale to your belly, and as you exhale, slowly draw your right knee across your body towards the left, a spinal twist. If you'd like, you can turn your head to look at your right arm. No pinching, no pain. If it bothers your neck, just look straight up instead. It's totally fine. Breathing deeply into your belly and exhaling. So you can stay right here, or you can progress the pose by grabbing onto the big toe of your right foot with the first two fingers. Extension cord, anything you have to help you reach and straighten that leg, or you can just keep the leg bent. It's perfectly fine. You're still getting the stretch of the thoracics and the lumbar spine. If you straighten the leg, you're adding in your hamstring and your iliotibial. Breathe. Breathe into the depth of your lungs. Exhale slowly, just allowing your body to melt. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. If you have the leg straight, go ahead and let it bend, and then roll onto a flat back, keeping your right foot to the outside of your left knee. So the left leg is out straight, your right foot is sitting on the outside of that knee, your back is flat to the floor. Just gently let your right knee drop. So you're making a figure four with your lower extremities. Your right ankle rested just above your left knee. If that feels like it's too much for your hip, you have a couple of options. You can put a yoga block or a pillow underneath of the right knee to raise it up and take some of the tension out. Or you can lower that right ankle just below the left knee. If it still hurts, just allow yourself to come completely out of the pose. No pose in this class should ever feel like pinching or pain. We're going to inhale your arms up to the ceiling, filling your lungs to the bottom. We're going to exhale them to the floor behind you. We're going to inhale, reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with that left heel. As you exhale, draw your left knee and your right ankle into your chest. Your hands float down and come behind the left thigh. You're drawing that knee and that ankle in closer to your chest so that you can get a deeper stretch of that right hip. No struggles and no strains. Allow yourself to find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. Close your eyes for a moment and find the areas that feel tight or restricted and breathe into them. Expanding those tight areas with the inhale, with the exhale, releasing tension, releasing tightness, breathing. Straightening your left leg all the way to the ceiling, pulling the toes down, reaching the heel up, just a gentle stretch of the hamstring on the left. Breathing. You can stay right here, or with an exhale, lift your head and shoulders from the floor, bringing your hands up to the back of your left calf. Keeping that left leg active, the toes pulled down, the heel reaching up. Feel the stretch going down the back of that leg. Breathing. Slowly lowering your head and shoulders to the ground, slowly bending that left knee so that the left foot comes flat to the floor. So your right ankle is still rested just above that left knee. We're going to take your elbows and bring them down to the ground on either side of you. We're going to use your arms to assist this next move. It's a bridge. This bridge feels like it's too much for you. Just release it. Take a deep breath into your belly. The belly fills with air. As you exhale, pull your belly in and push down into your leg, down into your elbows to lift your hips from the ground for a figure 4 bridge. If it feels like it's too much for you, just release it. Allow yourself to come to a rested position and just wait for the next pose. Squat a little higher, and then slowly lower one vertebra at a time to the floor. Once your back is flat, take your arms out to the side like the letter T, and just let your right leg slide over top of your left leg, just a gentle cross. Take a deep breath to your belly, and with the exhale, let your knees drop to the right. So you just let the weight of your right knee pull that left one over. You're not pulling on it. You're just allowing the weight of your right leg to draw your left leg over towards the right, turning your head to the left if it doesn't bother your neck, and breathing. Breathing deeply into the very bottom of your lungs, exhaling slowly. Breathe into the areas that feel tight or restricted. As you exhale, see if you can just melt, releasing a little bit of tension. One more deep inhale to the very bottom of your lungs. One more slow exhale. And then slowly bring your back up to a flat back. Uncross your legs. Let your feet be flat, your knees bent. We're going to take a cobbler's pose. So walk your feet together and then gently let the knees drop out in the opposite directions. So if you feel pinching or pain in the groin or in the hips, slide your feet down away from you, further towards the bottom of your mat, or make fists and just slide them under the tops of your thighs to help support the pose. This isn't a muscle that we stretch often. It isn't a joint that we stretch often in this direction. So just be at ease here. No pinching, no pain. Breathing into the areas that feel tight or restricted. No struggles, no strains. Breathing. One more depth of breath here, all the way to the bottom of your lungs. One more slow exhale. And then gently use your hands to bring your knees back up and together. After you've been stretching that one out, oftentimes the muscles get a little weak. They're not used to being in that lengthened position. We're going to draw your knees into your chest, hands behind your thighs, and breathe. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. You're going to take a deep inhale into your belly. With the exhale, let your right leg drop to the floor. Hold both hands behind your left thigh. The right leg is active, the toes pulled back, the heel gently reaching forward and gently pushing the knee down into the back, into the floor, the back of your knee into the floor. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, begin to straighten your left leg out, pulling the toes down, reaching the heel up. Stretching down the back of that left leg. Feeling that stretch. On your next exhale, draw that knee back into your chest. Try to always move with an exhale. Take a deep inhale. Your belly presses into your thighs. As you exhale, begin to straighten that left leg to the ceiling. Toes pulled down, heel reaching up. Breathe. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, draw it back into your chest. One more time, following your own breath, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, straighten that leg up to the sky. Point your toes towards the ceiling and begin to circle that ankle around. Just slow and controlled. Snap, crackle, and pop. One more circle and then change the direction. You may notice that it's easier to turn your ankle in one direction than the other. Your body's showing you a place where it needs a little help and a little work. This is a simple way to do it. One more full circle and then point your toes towards the ceiling. Begin to use your arms to just move the entire leg in an even larger circle. Take it slow, connecting it to the breath. Inhaling as you come up one side of the circle. Exhaling as you go down the opposite side of the circle. Breathing deep into your belly. Exhaling slowly. One more circle. And then reverse the direction. Feel that hip as you move it through that socket. This is a really good exercise each and every day. It creates a fluid that lubricates that hip joint. You hear about people getting hip replacements. That's generally because the cartilage is broken down. The cartilage is a skin-like structure surrounding the bones and in that socket. One more full circle, ending with your leg pointing straight up. The cartilage doesn't have much of a blood supply. So that's how you create the fluid that lubricates and gives it nutrient, by moving it through its full range of motion. Pull the toes down towards your nose, reach the heel up, stay right where you are, stretching your hamstring as it is, or with an exhale, lift your head and shoulders, walking your hands up to the back of that left calf. The right leg stays active, the toes pulled back, the heels reaching forward, gently pushing down to create stabilization, and then see if you can raise up just a little higher. No struggles and no strains. Do what is right for your body. Slowly lower the head and shoulders to the ground, pulling that left knee into your chest. Let your left arm drop out to the side like half of the letter T, your right hand holding on to the knee. With an exhale, gently bring that left knee across your body towards the right for a spinal twist. Turning your head to look at your left arm if it doesn't bother your neck. Breathe deeply into your belly, expanding it. Exhaling slowly, nothing. No struggles and no strains. Bring your attention to those areas that feel tight or restricted. Imagine yourself breathing into them, expanding them with the breath. You can stay right here, or on your next exhale, grab the big toe of your left foot with the first two fingers of your right hand, or wrap a strap around it and straighten that leg out. If the leg is straight, try to squeeze that quadricep muscle to really get it straight. Remember, you can leave the knee bent. You don't have to progress it like this. If it bothers your neck to look to the left arm, just look straight up. It's perfectly fine. Feeling that stretch, breathing into the tightness, exhaling out the restrictions. No struggles and no strains. Breathing. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. If you have the leg straight, go ahead and bend it. And then begin to roll onto a flat back, but leave your left foot resting on the outside of your right knee. Once your back is flat to the floor, just gently let your left knee drop out. So you make a figure 4 with your legs. Remember, if it feels like pain or pinching in the hip, just put a pillow underneath of your knee or a block underneath of your knee to raise it up a little bit to give it some ease. Or take your left foot and just slide it down to your calf below the right knee, opening up that hip further. Find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. It's allowing the front of that thigh, the front of that hip to open up and gently stretch. Take a deep breath into your belly. Feel it expand. As you exhale, allow yourself to melt. Your next inhale, your arms rise up to the ceiling. Fill your lungs to the bottom with air. Exhale as you empty your lungs, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach back with your fingertips. Reach forward with that heel. As you exhale, draw that right knee and that left ankle in towards your chest. Let your hands float down to hold behind your right thigh. And then close your eyes for just a moment and breathe. Feel that left hip. The tightness in that hip is your piriformis muscle, a really important one to bring balance to bring ease and flexibility to. Your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed. Breathing deeply in, exhaling slowly, taking your stretch even deeper if you have that available. If you'd like, you can straighten out that right leg. The toe pulls down, the heel reaches up. So you're stretching the hamstring on the right and the piriformis on the left. It's double duty. That's right, I said duty. I got to crack myself up. So you can stay right here, or with an exhale, lift your head and shoulders, walking your hands to the back of your right thigh. No struggles and no strains. See if you can raise it up a little bit higher. Squeeze that right quadricep. Get that leg really straight. And then slowly lower your head and shoulders to the ground. Bend your right knee so your right foot comes to the floor flat. We're leaving that left ankle just rested on the right knee. We're bringing your arms into your side, your elbows pushing down into the floor. With an exhale, belly to the spine, lift your hips from the ground. Push your elbows down to help you support the pose. That also helps to strengthen the muscles between your shoulder blades. So it's not just helping if you feel like you're weak, it's actually strengthening the upper body. See if you can squeeze your glutes and lift a little higher. And then slowly lower your back down, one vertebra at a time. If you lower them one at a time like that, you're strengthening a muscle called the multifidi. Multifidi is a small muscle that goes between each vertebrae, and it's really important for stability. It's not one we use purposefully very often. Take your arms out to the side like the letters T, and then slide your left leg over your right leg. Just so you're sitting in a cross-legged position. With an exhale, gently let that weight of that left leg draw your right leg across your body towards the left. Turn your head to the right if it doesn't bother your neck, and breathe. Breathe deeply into the very bottom of your lungs. As you exhale, melt. No struggles, no strains. One more really deep breath into the very bottom of your lungs. One more really slow exhale. Just seeing if you can take it just a little bit deeper without struggle, without strain. And then begin to make your way back to a flat back. When your back is flat, just uncross your or touching, and then let your knees drop out in opposite directions for cobbler's pose. Remember, sliding your feet down and away from the mat takes tension out of the hips and out of the groin. If it feels like that's uncomfortable here for you, support your thighs with fists or slide your feet down and away from you to open up the size of that diamond shape that you're making. Release any struggle, release any strain, and breathe. One more deep inhale here. Really see if you can bring that in through the nose, down to the belly. Feel the expansion. And then just let that air drizzle out. Don't push it, don't force it. Just allow it to drizzle out along with any tension in your body. And breathe. Slowly bringing your knees back together if you'd like. You can use your hands to draw those knees back up and then draw them into your chest, your hands behind your thighs. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly. We're going to begin to rock from side to side. Just gently use the floor to massage your spine out a little bit. And then just gently come back to a flat back, your knees still pulled into your chest, your shoulders and your jaw relaxed. Then we're going to start to rock from head to toe. Just using the floor to massage your spine. Then we're going to come up and try and float. So your hip bones are down, your shoulder blades are back and long. If that feels like struggle or strain, just let your heels gently drop down to the floor. That's perfectly fine. Lift your chest and feel the strength of that pose. Rock it back and bring it up. So you can stay right here. You can drop your heels to the floor, or you can try and straighten out your left leg. Lift your chest. You can have that heel rested on the floor if it feels like it's struggle or strain. Point the toe and lift your chest, lengthen your spine. Take it back. We're going to rock it up and do the opposite side, straightening the left leg out, toes pointed. Remember, you can straighten the right leg out, point the toes. You can put that left heel down for support if you want. Try to keep your spine long. So you try not to round forward, lengthen your spine, lift your chest, and then rock it back. Bring it up. Stay right there where you are or straighten both legs out, toes pointed, lifting your chest. Feel the strength and rock it back. One more time, take it up, straighten the legs, stay there or release your hands for a full boat pose. Breathe. Remove the stretch when you feel like you need to, and then bring it down to an easy seated position. So that was nice and gentle for our spine. Let's just take a moment to loosen up our necks and our shoulders before we go into our 27 sun salutations. That's right, 27. I'm getting no from the producers. No. Only a joke. That's next week's class, 27 sun salutations. So just sitting in an easy seated position. Easy seated position means one where your spine is at ease. So just close your eyes for a moment. Just take a feel of your spine. If it doesn't feel like it's at ease, sit up on a block or sit up on a pillow. Anything that raises your hips up off the ground will help to bring a lot more ease. I can sit down with ease in my spine, but I have even greater ease if I sit up on a block, so I do. It's not a judgment, it's just what feels good. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep lengthening spine stretch and breath. As you exhale, gently let your chin drop down to your chest, feeling the stretch up the back of your neck. No struggles and no strains. Feel the stretch. Connect to your breath. With an exhale, we're going to take your right ear to your right shoulder, gently pushing that left elbow down towards the floor. And breathe. No struggles, no strains. Feeling that stretch between the left ear and the left shoulder. With your next exhale, letting your chin reach up to the sky, your head tilts back, no pinching or pain in the back of your neck. If it feels uncomfortable, just drop your chin, find a neutral position that's good for the health of your neck, your spine. With an exhale, let your left ear come to your left shoulder, gently pushing your right elbow down towards the floor. Feeling that stretch gently between the right ear and the right shoulder. No struggles and no strains. Next, we're going to take your chin back down towards your chest. And breathe. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, let your chin just rise up so that you're back at that neutral position. We're going to come onto all fours on your hands and knees. So we're going to do a little work on the hip flexors. We're going to warm them up first. So if you're on your hands and your knees and that bothers your knees, just take your mat and give it a fold so that you have a little extra cushioning there. My knees are getting a little old. They don't like to be down on the hard floor. So first, get your hands underneath your shoulders, your hips underneath your knees. Try to turn the creases of your elbows forward. When you turn the crease of that elbow forward, it locks your shoulder into a more safe and stable position. We're going to start by just warming those up in weight bearing. So just take your hips back to your heels and then your shoulders in front of your hands. Just a couple gentle motions to get those hips warmed up a little bit before we have a great demand required of them. Breathing. Take a deep inhale as you go back and exhale as you come forward. Creases of your elbows turn forward. And then bring your shoulders just to rest right above your hands. We're going to start to slowly circle your shoulders around your hands, which then circles your hips around your knees. Again, creating that fluid that is a lubricant and nutrient for the shoulder socket and the hip socket, the two that tend to break down the most. This is preventive maintenance. One more full circle, and then reverse your direction. See if you can slow it down and connect that circle to your breath. No struggles, no strains. One more full circle. And then bring your shoulders just atop your hands, your hips just above your knees. Curl your toes under and begin to sit your hips back towards your heels, and then bring yourself up onto your knees. Again, a folded mat or pillows is underneath it. That's perfectly fine. Let's bring your hands up to heart center. Lengthen your spine. Feel it there for a moment. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, try to step your right foot forward and breathe. So we're just going to do some gentle rocking motion. We're going to take an inhale and come into your right knee. Exhale, bring it back up. So we're just going to loosen up the knee and the hip in a forward position. Knee, exhale as you bring it back up. One more time. Take the right knee forward and then bring it back to neutral. Breathe. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, bring your hands to frame your right foot. We're going to lift your left knee from the floor. Breathing. Exhaling. Just a half lunge here, a supported lunge. Take belly to the spine for strength. Squeeze the back of that left knee up towards the sky. You can stay right here, or you can take your right hand and lift it up towards the sky, rotating your pose. This is optional. You don't have to do it. You're still getting the core strengthening. You're still getting the strengthening of the left knee. Breathe wherever you are. And then bring that right hand back down to the floor, framing that right foot. Curl the toes of your left foot under and bring yourself back up to that position. No struggles and no strains. Find each and every expression of the pose that serves your body. Deep inhale. As you exhale, bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. Curl the toes of your left foot under and lift it from the floor. Again, same pose. A little bit more strength. Push the back of that left knee up towards the sky. Stay here or drop all the way down to your elbows. No struggles and no strains. You can drop that left knee if that feels better for you. It's perfectly fine. Have the knee on the floor or have it lifted. Look forward to your hands. Feel the deeper stretch in that hip and breathe. No struggles, no strain. Stay here or you can rotate the pose. Breathe. Wherever you are, find the strength of your pose and breathe. Bring that left hand back to meet the right. Actually, bring the right hand back to meet the left, and then walk it back up so that you bring yourself back up onto high knee. Hands at heart center. We're going to take the same sequence on the opposite side. So we'll bring the right foot under gracefully, just like that. Lacking in grace. Hands at heart center. Take a deep breath into your belly. As you exhale, straighten that left leg. Left knee out in front of you. Step your left foot out in front of you. I'll take care of all this in post-production, editing mistakes, and bloopers. So just following your breath, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, come forward into that left knee. Inhale, bring it back up. Just loosening the joint. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale and up. One more time. Exhale it all the way down. Inhale it back up. Lengthen your spine with an inhale. With an exhale, bring your hands to frame your left foot. Curl the toes under and lift that right knee from the floor. So again, that's optional. Lifting that right knee gives you a chance to start to strengthen the hamstring muscles, the ones that are straightening out and back. It strengthens the quadricep muscles. It strengthens your core. It's half a lunge. It's perfectly fine. Stay right there or lift your left hand up towards the sky. And breathe. No struggles, no strains. Bring that left hand back down, framing that left foot. Drop your right knee to the floor and bring yourself back up into the high lunge. And breathe. Deep inhale lengthens. Exhale, bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Curl the toes of your right foot under. Lift that knee from the floor. Stay right here or drop down to your elbows. Again, that right knee can drop down to the floor. It's perfectly fine. You're getting the same exercise here. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly, staying here or taking your left arm and rotating it up towards the sky. No struggles and no strains. Breathe. Bring that left hand back down to meet the right. Drop the right knee to the floor and bring yourself back up to a high knee lunge. Hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring that left knee back to meet the right. And breathe. So we're going to try and set our hips right back to the heels. If that's too much for your body, that's perfectly fine. You have a couple of options. You can take a block, put it between your calf and your thigh, or a pillow. Put it right there, and so now you're supported. Your knee doesn't have as much stretch on it, but you're stretching out the plantar fascia, the bottom of your feet. If you ever wake up in the morning and when your feet hit the ground, you feel a burning or a tenderness, that's called plantar fasciitis, and this is a really good way to avoid it coming on or to treat it if you have it. So find the expression of each pose you can hold with ease. Your next progression, you can stay right there, or you can try and lift your knees from the floor, bringing your hands into heart center, making it a balance pose. So options for that are to take your block and just gently put it underneath of your knees to help support you. Then you get to the benefit of the pose without doing quite as much work. Try to make sure that your knees have stayed together, not separated out. Lengthen your spine and become tall. And breathe. No struggles and no strain. Feel that gentle stretch in the bottom of your feet, no pain. Dropping your knees back down to the floor. I'm going to just turn in a different direction here. You're going to come up into a high kneel, sorry. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take your right foot out to the right. So you're just balancing on your left knee and your right foot. Big toe side of your foot can be flat, or you can drop it all the way down, stretching the outside of that right ankle. So either keep it right along the edge of your big toe or try to flatten the foot out, your choice. Breathe, lengthen your spine. Inhale, take your arms to the sky, shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, drop your right hand to your right leg and reach up and over, looking up at your left arm if it doesn't bother your neck. Breathe. Feel the stretch through that left rib cage as you take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, see if you can reach just a little further. And then slowly release your right hand back up to meet your left, slowly bringing them back out in heart center. Take your right knee underneath of you. We're going to just take it to the exact same thing to the opposite side. So lengthen your spine, taking your left foot out to the left, either keeping the big toe side of your left foot flat or dropping the bottom of your foot down to flat to stretch out the outside of your left ankle. Inhale your arms to the sky, shoulder blades down and away from your back. Lengthen on an inhale. Exhale, drop your left arm to your left leg. Your right arm reaches up and over, and you're looking up at that right arm. No struggles, no strains. Let's rotate your right shoulder back. Your chest should be faced forward, not down towards the floor. And then bring your awareness to a deep breath as you inhale. As you exhale, see if you can reach just a little bit further without struggle, without strain. Beautiful. Now bring that left hand back up to meet the right hand. Both hands back to heart center. Taking your knee underneath of you. Just bring yourself down to hands and knees once again. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Let's just give it a little rotation. Just stir the pot a little bit. We just did a lot of little motions. Let's just even everything out. And then I'm going to get you to bring your elbows to the floor. Stay up on your knees. Interlace your fingers and just do a little rotation there. Take your hips around in a circle. Just a slight. Breathe. Bring your shoulders above your elbows, your hips above your knees, and then straighten your legs out one at a time for a plank. So in plank, you have a couple of choices. You can drop down to your knees. That's perfectly fine. Or you can lift your knees from the floor. Pull your belly into your spine. Create strength. Breathe. Lower your knees to the floor. Lower your hips to the floor. Lower your chest to the floor and make a pillow with your hands, turning your head in one direction or the other. Breathing deeply into your belly. You want to feel your belly press into the floor. That'll make the rib cage expand out to the side and out to the back for the full expansion of your rib cage. No struggles and no strains. Take a deep inhale. When you exhale, start to bring your right knee up towards your right elbow. So you're keeping it on the side. If your right foot is flat, you're just trying to slide that ankle up towards your right elbow. Just a slightly different stretch. No struggles and no strains. Breathe into any area that feels tight or restricted. If it feels like it's pinching or pain, just lower your knee down away from your shoulder. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly straighten out that right leg. We're going to do the same to the other side. Take a deep breath into your belly. As you exhale, bring your left knee up towards your left elbow. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Breathe into your belly so that you feel the expansion in the rib cage. As you exhale, try to release just a little bit of tension in that left hip. No, releasing it all in one time. You've got plenty of long breaths. Inhale to the tightness, expanding it. Exhale, allow it to melt. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then on your next exhale, just straighten that left leg out so that it's right down and next to your right. We're going to bend both of your knees so the bottoms of your feet are raised, pointing up towards the sky. We're going to separate your knees as far apart as you comfortably can. So your knees are bent, the bottoms of your feet are pointing straight up to the ceiling, and then let your feet fall together so that the bottom of your feet come together. We're doing a prone cobbler's pose. This is kind of what we did on our backs in the beginning, but now you have your body weight, allowing it to take it a little bit deeper. You can leave your feet right where they are or try to lower them all the way to the floor. Be mindful of what it feels like for your body. Breathe deeply into your belly, expanding the rib cage, and with your exhale, melt. allowing the body weight to open and stretch up a little bit deeper without struggle, without strain. No struggles. Breathe. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to what this feels like. Bring your awareness to the depth of your breath. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then we'll slowly bring your feet back up. Slowly walking your knees together. So you're going to have some options for this next one. We're going to start by straightening your right leg down to the floor. So the first option is just to lift that right knee from the floor just a little bit, working on extension, the strengthening of the back, the stretching of the front of your hip. Or you can try and bring that right leg all the way up to rest on your left foot. Just taking the stretch a little bit deeper. Find the expression of the pose you can hold with ease, without struggle, without strain. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale, and then begin to lower that leg to the ground. Try to lower it with purpose so that you're getting the strengthening out of it at the same time. We're going to bend your right knee, straightening out your left leg. So again, the first option with an exhale is to pull your belly to the spine and just lift that left leg from the ground. The more advanced option is to lift it up and put it all the way up on top of the bottom of your right foot. The top of the bottom of your right foot. How's that for complicated? Breathe. No struggles, no strains. And then slowly lower that left leg to the ground. Bending at both knees. Begin to bring yourself up so that you're rested on your elbows right underneath your shoulders. The big toes of your feet touching. Bring your palms flat to the floor, and just for your low back to create some ease, make a suction cup with your hands as if you were trying to pull yourself forward in your room towards the front of the room, but just by pulling on your hands, you can stay right there or you can straighten your arms out. If it bothers your knees or your hips, just lower your feet to the ground. See if you can push down into the floor, lengthening. And then slowly lower to your elbows, lower your feet to the ground. Make a pillow with your hands and turn your head in one direction or the other to slowly release and relax. We've got three more moves, one on each side, and then we're going to do a more complex one. You're going to have the choice of going back to do it single leg or double. So the first motion, what we're going to do is taking a deep breath into your belly as you exhale, bending your right knee, reaching back with your right hand. So a gentle stretch of your quadriceps on the front of your leg. You don't have to struggle or strain. If you can't reach your ankle, just use a strap, use a belt, a dog leash, anything that you have on hand. Try to keep your knees together, though. Don't let your knee walk all the way out to the side. That's just kind of a way to make it look like it's more flexible, but you won't be actually getting the quadricep stretch that we're shooting for. So breathe into the air, it feels tight or restricted. With an exhale, gently try to draw that ankle a little closer to your bottom, as long as it's not pinching pain. And then slowly release that right leg to the ground. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. With an exhale, always moving on an exhale, bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand and see if you can grab on, drawing that left ankle towards your bottom, your knees together, breathing, exhaling slowly, releasing tightness and tension along with each breath, bringing awareness back to this moment. One more deep breath, really take it into the bottom of your lungs, feel your belly press into the floor. One more slow release of the breath, and then lowering that left foot all the way to the floor. So you're going to have an option here. You can either go back and do single sides, or you can do both legs together. We'll do both legs together twice. so that the people that are doing it one side and then the other have an opportunity and time to do it. So if you're doing one leg, just bend your right knee, grab it with your right hand. If you're doing both legs, bend both knees so that you can grab onto each ankle, one hand on each ankle, and pulling them both up towards your chest. You can stay right here, or with an exhale, kick your feet back into your hands, arching up and back. And then slowly release. So if you're doing single legs, just go ahead and start with your left. Remember, move as you exhale. If you're doing both, again, bend both knees, reaching back with both hands, grabbing onto the ankles, trying to keep your knees touching. Don't let them splay apart. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, you pull your belly to your spine, you kick your legs back into your hands, lifting your chest, lifting your chin from the floor, and then releasing. Making a pillow with your hands, turning your head in one direction or the other. Breathe. So we're going to slowly just roll over onto your back and prepare for final relaxation. So move slowly, move gently. We've just taken your body in the complete opposite direction that it is used to going. So most of us spend time in what we call a flexed position. Forward, our chest closer to our knees. What we just did was take it in the opposite direction, which is really good for your spine, but might make you feel a little tight, a little wonky. So we're going to go ahead and lie down to your backs and get ready for final relaxation. So your legs are out straight. Your neck is in a neutral position. Sometimes having a pillow under your head or a block is fine. If you'd like to get a ball or a pillow or anything to put underneath your knees to make a small bend in your knees, that can take some of the pressure off of your back if it feels like you have pressure in your back laying out straight. So in short, final relaxation is a position where you can take your mind off of your body and bring it to a point of focus. So today's point of focus is the breath. You start your world with a breath, you end this world with a breath. Being conscious of each breath in between is a way to become mindful. Mindful is not just a concept. Mindful is something that's healthy for the chemistry of your body. Awareness that comes with mindfulness helps you to stay ahead of any problems. You get to know when your body's feeling out of sync, and then you have the knowledge and the choice to do something about it. So take a deep breath and just as it expands your lungs and your rib cage. At the top of that breath, there's a small pause. Just give yourself a moment to notice that pause before you start to exhale. Feel the breath is warmed as it leaves your body. Notice the sensation of the breath crossing over your upper lip. And then notice the small pause when you're just out of breath before your exhale becomes an inhale. And then start to inhale, taking the cycle again, feeling the breath as it enters down the back of your throat, into the bottom of your lungs, expanding your rib cage. Feeling the pause, exhaling slowly. Keep your mind on that cycle, the feeling of the breath as it enters, the pause at the very top before it becomes an exhale, and feeling the sensations of the breath as it leaves your body, and the pause just before it becomes an inhale. If your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the breath. Don't worry about judgment or critiquing yourself for how hard it is to keep your awareness. Just make the choice to bring your focus back to your breath. We'll try to continue on for 10 more breath cycles, counting backwards from 10 to 0 each full cycle. If you lose your count, just start again. If you get to 0 before the rest of us, just start again. And then just allow your mind to come to stillness. Any thought or distraction that comes in, just notice it, but choose not to attach to it. Choose not to tell yourself a story and follow it down the lane. Notice it. And make the choice to return your mind to stillness. And then we'll gently start to bring your awareness and your attention back to your body by just wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feel those small joints as they move. Bring awareness back to your body in little parts. Spread your fingers apart. Spread your toes apart and feel the space between your fingers. Feel the space between your toes. Curl your fingers into a fist, curl your toes under, and feel the skin as it stretches over the knuckles, as it stretches over the tops of your feet. And then let your hands and your feet just relax. Gently start to let your head rock from side to side, just moving your shoulders, moving your head in whatever way feels comfortable, just to wake up the muscles in the spine, around the neck. And then let your head come to an easy position, something that's comfortable for you. Taking a deep inhale to the bottom of your lungs, let your arms rise up towards the sky. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach your fingertips back, reach your heels forward, and stretch along the length of your spine. As you exhale, draw your knees to your chest, let your arms float down to hold behind your knees, drawing them into your chest, giving yourself a small hug, allowing your shoulders to relax, allowing your jaw to relax. And then gently beginning to rock from side to side. And when you're ready, roll onto your right side, lying in a fetal position, your knees drawn up towards your chest, your hands made into a pillow to support your head, or use a block or a pillow just to keep your neck in a neutral position. Bringing your awareness to one more breath, inhaling to the very depth of your lungs, exhaling slowly, breathing. And then when you're ready, pushing up to an easy seated position where your spine is tall and long and at ease. Sitting up on a pillow, sitting up on a block, whatever you need to do to keep the spine feeling at ease. Take a lengthening breath. Your spine lengthens. Your head reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, try to hold that tall and lengthened posture with ease. Take another deep inhale, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, let your hands float into prayer position, the palms press together, the thumbs against your chest. Let your chin drop gently down. You guys did a wonderful job. Namaste, and have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys out in TV land. We will be back next Saturday. If you're watching on YouTube, if you can make a donation to cover the cost of my website, that would be great. The address is in the comments. It's paypal.me/YogaBilly, but it's in the comment section. Hope to see you all next week. Hope to see you guys next week. Namaste and have a wonderful day. Thank you. All the other people are busy, I suppose. Chris is, thank you, Marcy. Nice to see you.
Bye, Marcy.
Chris is at home with Lola.